Welcome back, everyone. Our players were left in a dicey situation. Yeah. How you guys doing?
Val's
Super.
walking.
How are you guys doing out of character?
Still super.
Excellent.
Doing okay.
I'm good, except for having a song stuck in my head.
I didn't necessarily want to give away too much about how early we're recording some of these, but we are 2-3 days away from the launch of Nerdsmith. This we'll see how today goes.
Yeah, stressed is how most of us are.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, it's all good. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna take a nap over here. It's totally fine.
Yeah, no, I know. Like 3 hours of sleep and a high blood pressure in the morning, totally normal. Nothing to worry about.
That sounds like a recipe for unconsciousness. You could take a nap.
Recipe for unconsciousness. That is Bonnie's new cookbook.
Dramamine, because you can't stress when you're in a coma.
No. It starts with, okay, cast a spell that knocks people away from you.
Oh.
Oh,
Shots
I didn't
fired.
need to. It was an accident.
How do you cast a spell accidentally? Are you a wild magic sorcerer?
No, I meant knocking her off the train was an accident. I was trying to get the tiger away. It just kind of also hit Val.
Because she was holding on to you.
Look, Bonnie's not the smartest of people. We've now established that.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, because neither is Tessa.
Oh.
Val was just trying to do her very best windsock impression.
Oh, lordy.
Beautiful.
I feel like it was probably more like when a bird hits a window.
Oh, no.
Right off the side.
And then, ninja kicks off of the window so that it narrowly avoids the side of the building. I mean, you survived.
That's true. There was
Yeah.
a dice roll involving that, wasn't there?
Yes, I had to roll a certain save to not get smushed under the train.
I got at least one or two people that came to me and told me that falling off a train like that would have killed you instantly. But you know what?
It's
It's fantasy. So
We go through so much shit in D&D. Like, we survive a lot of things that should not be survivable in D&D.
Well,
How often do people fall off of trains wearing plate mail?
also logistically, I mean, some of these technologies are very new. You didn't specify how fast the train goes.
I think I did, but at one
It's
point,
just a Disney trolley.
There we go.
It's
Were
a
you?
small world.
If you were, I don't
after
remember.
all. It's a small world.
If a train leaving Ashport is set to arrive at a specific time, Logan gave us a math word problem, and I said, "Fuck that."
I'm gonna be a ferret. Fuck that.
Sorry, Mom.
Look, in the future, we're gonna have these devices, and we're gonna carry them around with us, and they're gonna do everything, including take pictures and do math for us. It's fine.
are there like a slew of dating apps now, like a daddy dating app, and
I think that was a game. You know what? I don't know.
it's not a game can't be an app, and vice versa.
Dream Daddy.
Dream Daddy, that's what it was called. Dream Daddy.
I don't know about an app, but I know Dream Daddy is some sort of
When-
video game.
Yeah, when the daddies are fictional, it's not so much a dating app.
I'm not, up and hip on the dating apps of today. Having been married for almost 6 years, so.
Ask your daughter.
No!
Isn't
that's
there
fine.
one with a pigeon?
Yes,
Just a pigeon you're trying to date.
it's Hatoful Boyfriend. It's on Steam.
Kyle, you know an awful lot about these.
Thank you.
I haven't played it, but it did pop up. You might be interested in. It was like, how did you?
It's
how
on
did
his
you get
wish
this?
list.
Yeah.
He's waiting for it to go on sale.
Why are you gonna call me out like that, Mike?
On sale, right? When's the next Steam sale? Gotta get me some dating apps. Yeah.
Pigeon
The
dating
original
app.
price is like $1.50. He's waiting for it to go down
Okay.
to like 50.
Dream Daddy is affirming and wonderful and hilarious and totally worth playing. I'm gonna just put out a promotion
All
for
right.
it.
So what about the pigeon one?
Oh, I don't know about the pigeon one. I've just seen screenshots.
Gotta watch out for that avian flu, though. All right.
hmm
Make sure you use protection.
Oh, Lord.
It's important to get tested with a new partner.
Is there an avian flu virus for your computer? Could that be a thing?
What, it just makes cooing pigeon noises every time you click on something?
Just a little. The fuck is wrong with this thing?
That's my 3.5 floppy drive.
You're talking about your 3.5 floppy.
Thanks for catching that alley-oop. Just set it up, and Logan...
And obviously knocks it down, because I didn't catch how obvious it was in the first place. Stop licking my elbow.
Stop petting her when she does it.
Tessa,
I don't feel like we
Yes?
should clarify that at all for the listeners.
stop licking his elbow.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
such a good dog. All right. We are so done with this. 90% of this is getting cut.
Never.
All you really need to do is just go to the 8-minute mark and then start editing.
Right.
All
yeah,
of this
exactly.
becomes
Just
bonus
cut
content.
everything. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to...
Ashport, a city on the brink. The winds of the restless sea are thick with the soot and grime of progress. The continent of Valdara is a world of adventure and magic, and this land of kings, of monsters, of heroes, is being dragged kicking and screaming into a modern age. Crime lords battle for control of the city's underbelly, and the common people struggle for survival, all the while politicians congratulate themselves on being a testament to enlightenment. The Birchfield Institute, a shining beacon through the smoke, leads the way, merging science and magic to improve the lives of those who can afford it. The divide between the common and privileged is growing wider day by day. Eager to shed Ashport's uncivilized past, the powers that be dismiss adventurers and heroes as mere mercenaries, charlatans, pirates. Only a select few, through sheer nerve and talent, become sanctioned by the Institute to recover ancient knowledge and artifacts for study and safekeeping. Previously on Shenanigoons... well... How about I just play you what happened?
The tiger fell under the, or was thrown under the wheels. A little bit too much for the train, especially on this rickety bridge. Starts falling over from the caboose forward. Most of the train ends up in the water. As they're kind of jostled, the rest of you kind of grabbed onto something. Unfortunately, the train car is very quickly filling up with water as the entire train is now in the lake. So the two natural ones take 3 points of damage,
Bonnie drops.
and Bonnie goes unconscious.
Shit.
Everyone know how to swim, first off. We haven't established that, but I figure that most people do. Just some people have that backstory that I never learned how to swim, and just want to make sure that we don't have anything like that.
I would definitely know in my line of work.
If she wasn't unconscious, Bonnie is an aquatic half elf.
So Adelaide goes over and grabs Bonnie.
Yeah. But yes.
Merrick is trying, since the car wasn't underwater, you just said that the car was filling with water, he is trying to keep his bag above said water.
Okay, all right. Merrick doing the military pack above his head, swimming through the water. So you keep your okay. You're able to keep the bag above water for that part. As you get out, the rear train would have a lot more buoyancy than the front, obviously. So that one's kind of sinking down first. And the four of you swim out and up out of the car, come up on the lake. You see several other people kind of popping their heads up as the train is very rapidly sinking to the bottom. And you guys start swimming for the near shore.
Except for the bartender who's been gagged and bound in his train car.
Yeah, I'm not swimming out.
Okay.
Oh.
And so the train's about 70% sunk now. Most of the cars are just pockets of air waiting to siphon out before it'll finish sinking.
So Arthur is going to immediately remember that Theodore, which he gagged and shoved under a bed, is in the sleeping quarters and is having difficulty letting that go. So he's going to try to save poor Theodore.
All right, so you start swimming back towards the sleeper car. You've got several people who are running out of the sleeper car, making their way to the exit and getting out. So give me a swim check. Athletics check, sorry. Still in 3.5 mode a little. It's been long enough. I should be done with that.
Not natural 20.
So a total of a 20. So you swim past everyone pretty well. You're agile and kind of get in there, or actually athletics, you muscle your way through there. And you get to the car, you pop open the door, and he's kind of struggling, bound and gagged, trying to keep his head above water. What do?
I grab him.
All right.
And start pulling him out the cabin to safety.
So you're going to leave him bound and then just carry him, or drag him with you.
We'll see what the situation right now. Does it seem like I need to do that? How quickly is the water rising?
I'd say you've got maybe 2 to 3 rounds before this is completely underwater.
Yeah, I'm going to get him out of that room first.
Okay.
Then I'll deal with the rest of it later.
All right, so go ahead and give me a swim check with disadvantage as you're trying to drag this person, not kicking and screaming 100%, but panicking with you.
9.
So you don't make a lot of headway. You basically get to the door, but with the people outside and the water kind of still sloshing in, and him struggling, you can't quite get him out of the room. You got 2 rounds left. What do you do next?
All right, I'm going to remove his gag and then remove his ties.
Okay, so you pop the gag off, and then are you going to try to untie the knots, or are you going to cut them?
I'm not going to swing the war pick. I'm just going to place it near it and kind of slice up with it.
Does the war pick have a bladed edge on it?
The tip of it is sharp enough to cut.
Sharp. Okay, so you're going to use that to kind of get it out. So go ahead and give me a strength check with advantage for using the war pick.
7.
With advantage?
Yeah, it was a 6 and a 4.
Wow. All right. So you're struggling even with these. You're just having a hard time getting them off. You're here. You guys are both. Well, you're able to keep your breath and get under as much as you need, but he's kind of like floating trying to keep his head above water at this point. There's a small pocket of air left.
All right. I'm gonna try with a war pick one more time, and then that's it. And then I'm gonna. I tried.
All right. Give me another strength check.
That one should do it. 13.
13. Yeah, that'll be good enough to pop at least the main, kind of wiggle his way out. And
it was a napkin I tied him up with.
That's right. It was. Yeah.
And a tablecloth, I believe.
Yeah, tablecloth that you cut up. So yeah, absolutely. It'll cut through enough of it that he can get one hand out. Then that releases him, and he starts to swim out on his own. You follow him out, or you have something else to do?
I'm gonna follow him out.
Okay, give me one more swim check to make your way out.
9.
Okay, but this time it's just you. You're not trying to carry anyone, so it's easier. So you make it through the door there, and are swimming up towards the top of the water. So the rest of you have popped your head out to the water. Who has Bonnie?
Adelaide did.
Okay, so Adelaide has Bonnie, and what is Merrick doing?
Frantically trying to keep his bag dry.
Right. Yes, that's right. You're keeping your bag above the water. So you've got the bag above the water. Adelaide is dragging Bonnie, trying to keep her head above water. For a long time, nearly 30 seconds, you don't see Arthur pop his head back up. But then just as you're like the worst possible thoughts, you do see the bartender and then Arthur right after pop their heads above the water. And you guys were, I believe, swimming towards the shore where Val would be approaching, back towards Ashport.
Yes, that shore.
So you guys slowly make your way over to the shore. Several people over here as well. They start to huddle and cry, and several people make it to the other shore. Looks like the bridge is damaged. They're going to have to get it repaired before... there's a lot of cleanup to do before they're going to be able to use this train line again. And what do you guys do?
I'm still walking towards everybody else.
Yes, you are.
Because Val is very far down the tracks.
It was something like, I think, 30 miles per hour. So you've got, what was that, maybe
about
minute?
2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, 2 to 3 minutes worth of walking. So you've got about a half-mile walk, maybe a little bit more.
Hope everybody makes their death saves.
Adelaide drags Bonnie up onto shore, just like, you have got to be kidding me. And starts, I don't know, checking for vitals and then calling out for Merrick and Arthur.
Is she still alive?
I have no idea. Can I check for vitals, Logan?
Now, I thought you guys stabilized her last time. Was I wrong?
We hit the... I don't remember.
They were
Okay.
still swimming.
There was no stabilization. It was crap.
You get her to the shore, and you start checking over her. She seems to be breathing, just unconscious.
And we don't have a cleric. Okay, great.
I don't have anything that can help her.
Well, when I've been in a similar state before, I just let myself dry out, and I woke up. So, that's my recommendation.
Adelaide will roll Bonnie onto her side and like pat her on the back to try to make sure she's not taking on any water.
She's not taking on much water. You get a little bit out, but not much.
Okay.
Merrick is going to remove the scroll case from his bag, double check it for water, signs of water damage or water intrusion.
The paintings seem to be fine.
Perfect. Then he's going to unstring his bow and set out the bowstring and the bow, like try to like pat it off with anything dry that might be around. Wet bowstrings are not great.
Okay.
Hey guys, I really think we should be going quickly. We might have been recognized.
Adelaide will look for Theodore and like anybody else, trying to like see if anybody's paying any attention to them or if they're just focused on the train sinking.
There's a few people that are watching you. The bartender seems to be kind of moving over towards the rest of the crew that had survived. And they seem to be talking, not looking over at you yet.
I don't disagree that maybe we should go
Stealthily.
with an unconscious woman. Yes, I'm sure we'll be stealthy.
I don't know, you could like tie one of her legs to your leg and tie one of her legs to your leg and put her arms around your shoulders. And
Does anybody have a trench coat? We could use the
And do a weekend at Bonnie's.
very tall man trick.
I want to hope and pray that is our first fan art opportunity.
shameless plug.
Knowing the people we know, I'm sure that yes, we will get some fan art of Weekend at Bonnie's.
I will pitch that Arthur help me carry her though, like that way, just not with the leg tying.
So yeah, the 3.5 of you start to make your way.
Now, was that a consciousness joke or a height joke?
However you found it funny, that's how I meant it.
Little column A, little column B.
What do you mean little, Tessa?
Oh, snippity snoodles. So you guys start to walk down the tracks. A few minutes later, you meet up with Val.
Hi.
Oh, you're alive. That's great.
And they are soaking wet, carrying an unconscious Bonnie.
What happened?
How about we make it 5 alive?
Yeah, all right. Give me a second. And she looks over Bonnie and let's see what I can cast still. I think I used some slots already.
I guess we'll lay her down because I'm tired of carrying her. I'm not that strong, guys.
Oh, good. I still have first level spells left because I used my cantrips. So I will cast Cure Wounds. So let me roll a d8. You are lucky. I rolled an 8. So you're going to get 10 hit points back.
Wow. That's so much for us right now.
I know. It's so sad.
We're really
Oh
good.
my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Are you okay?
Bonnie, we need to have a long talk about your tactics in battle.
I'm
Because
sorry.
they're horrible.
Yeah, no, that was bad and stupid, and I'm sorry.
So why are you all soaking wet?
The tiger derailed the train.
I like that story.
The tiger derailed the train.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You didn't
Jumped
see it
right
on
in
your
between the
walk
cars.
Most
Hell, it was a time.
All right. Are there people back there that we should be helping?
Everyone who is helpable has been put to shore, so I think we should just start going.
Yeah.
We got what we came
You guys
for.
remember the bartender, right?
Theodore, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a bartender.
Yeah. He's gonna recognize me. I did knock him out, but then I did save his life, so I don't know how he's gonna feel about that, where his morals stand.
Is this the same bartender that saw you accidentally shove the guard off the train? Which we also need to
Yeah.
talk about.
Yes. Accidents happen. I didn't mean to do that.
You guys
He
have all
has
the fun.
He has a very bad grip. Had a very bad grip.
Mm.
Yeah.
In fact, it was very similar to yours, Val.
Adelaide starts walking towards Ashport.
Oh, is that still too soon?
I just shake my head at Bonnie and Arthur, and I turn and walk with Adelaide.
Did we get what we came for?
And then I lean over to her, and I don't picture Val as being a super quiet person. So I'm like, is there a reason that we keep fighting with these two? Are we sure this is a good idea?
I'm going home. We'll talk when we get home.
Good job finding the paintings, Merrick.
Yeah, did you?
Thanks for finding all the
Yes.
treasure maps, Merrick.
Did we get
This
them
is
all?
fantastic job, Merrick, for keeping them dry, Merrick. This is great.
That was an excellent animal impression, Merrick.
Yeah. Question: where did the tiger come from?
It was being shipped as a precious cargo. And Merrick, you were amazing. You did a fantastic job. And she'll plant a kiss on top of his head.
Well, I don't know about that, but thank you.
You did do a very good job, Merrick. And your
All right,
animal
then.
impression was impressive.
I've been working on it for some time.
There's a quiet grumble from Adelaide. Just very quiet.
Oh, Bonnie, when people ask you if you want to go into a wild animal's cage again in the future, you say no.
Yeah, I got that. Definitely on the list of things that I don't need to do again.
It's all right. He learned his lesson.
And now I am sad.
All right, let's get a roll on.
Just wringing out my cape as I keep going.
Yeah. Val's just walking, listening, but just walking and shaking her head a lot.
Do we want to maybe try and find a place off the road out of the way to dry off, perhaps, and get warm? So we don't freeze?
It's midday.
And we're all soaking, and it's cold.
Yeah, actually, out of game, what season is it? Because I don't actually know what season we're supposed to be in right now in Ashport.
Also, climate.
Right. I don't know what the climate is either.
I was gonna say, if it's London-esque, it's gonna be a little chilly.
Yeah, I'm like, are they cold? Are they fine?
Yeah, it's cold.
Right, well, we could find a nice out-of-the-way place, and I don't think we can afford a fire at this point.
No, there's
Uh,
probably going to be people
probably.
walking back from
Yeah,
the
it
wreck.
probably wouldn't be a good idea.
So you guys find a place to camp and hang out for how long? Are you staying all night or?
I mean, I'd ideally like to head home as quickly as possible if we're all in decent enough shape.
Yeah, long enough to
Um,
catch our bearings and
All right, so you guys take a short rest.
Yeah. If we want to, I have a tent we can set up so that people can warm up inside of it. Just a little bit more extra shelter.
you carry that with you?
Yeah,
All right.
it's not that heavy.
Here, I've got a blanket. Bonnie pulls out a blanket from her pack. I guess this is wet too, though. Fuck.
Well, I mean, if we wanted to stay a little bit longer, we could. Well, no, we're supposed to be back in Ashport by tonight.
Yeah, we should
Well-
probably do that.
Yeah.
You've met Robin.
Yeah, not my favorite person.
He can and will hold it against us.
If anybody wants to, I can play a little music to help us heal up if it's needed.
I'm in perfectly fine shape physically,
Yeah,
all
me
things
too.
considered.
I am not.
Val's looking a little rough as well.
All right.
Yeah. If we're taking a short rest, I'm going to use my hit dice.
Bonnie will pull out her violin and kind of frown at its state.
Everything will clean up fine. You guys weren't in the water for long.
Then try and tune it up and play a quick song of rest to add a d6 to anybody using their hit dice.
While we're resting, is there like plant life, like trees or bushes or anything like that? Were we traveling through a desert?
Yeah, there's a little wilderness. No, it was more hilly country.
California foothills.
Chaparral.
Sure.
Or Merrick will take the his tinder box that he has and is going to replace all of the tinder and kindling that's inside of it with fresh, like dry wood.
That is not a bad idea. Adelaide might bogart some of that if he's got extra.
He gestures to the.
If he was sorry, let me clarify. If he started doing that, Adelaide would have started doing that too. It was a good idea.
Yeah, because all y'all are soaked.
Gross.
Logan, with prestidigitation, is there any way that I can dry us off a little bit, or no?
Maybe at least their shoes.
I can warm up non-living materials, so I can at least warm up our shoes so they weren't
There you
cold.
go. So you warm their shoes up so they get nice and toasty and dry.
Be nice if we had shoes that did this automatically, or even shoes that laced themselves up.
Trudge, trudge, trudge.
So now that you've done that, you guys start your walk back home. So it's you're about 40 to 50 miles away. If you remember, you guys kept taking 20 to 30 minutes to an hour. I think you guys took about an hour and a half total during the trip. So we'll say you're about 50 miles away. And that's a long walk.
We're not making it tonight.
Nope. So you guys at some point come across where the train tracks will intercept with a road that you'll know will take you back to town. There's some little road markers there. Probably faster travel and safer to go by the road.
And less suspicious.
Except that they have our descriptions, technically, because of the bartender.
But we're not entering via the railroad track.
That is true.
I think that will help a bit.
So it's starting to get dark. You guys have been traveling on this road. You've seen a few other people as you pass by, but nothing too crazy. And then you guys will go ahead and nap. Take a long rest. Start a fire. I assume at this point you're not too worried about starting a fire and camping for the night. Everyone is very jealous of Val's tent. And the next day you wake up and you finish your journey back to Ashport. So arriving back on foot to Ashport, wearing the same clothes, I assume. You wore yesterday. Those of you that have had them wet and dry have that kind of, that feel of dirty but wet, dry clothes. It gets kind of stiff and yes.
Merrick will have changed from his black outfit into his dark blue outfit.
You have outfits. Fancy.
You were there when he bought them.
I have a coat. I don't have any other outfits, but I have a coat.
A damn fine coat, too.
And I would have prestidigitated and cleaned people's clothes if they had wanted it.
After we wake up, I start rummaging through my pack, and I go, oh shit, I had a tent too.
Perfect.
If Val had set up her tent, Adelaide would have walked around it and changed into her common clothes, out of the fine clothes that she had for the train ride. I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be looking all gross, but also weirdly fashionable.
Yeah, Val would have let you change inside the tent if you wanted to.
Sure.
Should I change into my performer's costume? Would that be better? That's the only other outfit I have.
Hey, you want to keep that as nice as possible, right? Because you'll be going on stage with it.
Yeah. I can just disguise myself.
Fair enough.
Hold on. Val starts digging through her bag.
While Val is digging through her bag, I will take the candle that I have in my pack and melt the wax a little bit over the scroll case seal, where the lid actually secures to the scroll case, just to have it more waterproof. I'm a little bit paranoid about it at that point.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, the only other clothes I have on me are my vestments. I couldn't remember if I had bought another set of clothing, so I can't really give you those to wear.
That's okay. I'll just disguise myself as we get a little closer if need be.
So you guys are reaching the town mid-afternoon.
Are we going to Fog's Reach Inn or Adelaide's Handler?
Up to you.
Let's go right to the Handler, I guess. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm inclined to get this done.
Yeah, and I'm
We
also
probably
inclined.
should.
I'm also inclined to find out what the maps say before we turn them in.
That would be not a bad idea.
So, Nerdsmith, guys.
We're in the middle of our subscription drive. Everything's going great.
Yeah,
Yep.
we just got another sidekick.
That's
Wonderful.
fantastic.
We're getting new subscriptions coming in every day for all variety of our shows on the network, and we're very excited to be partnered with some excellent people with some excellent content, and we're grateful that we get this chance to provide everybody with the amazing things that we have to offer. So we appreciate your support, and keep it coming.
That's right.
Yes,
And
please.
don't forget to check out nerdsmith.org/donate to find out more information about all of the benefits you get for signing up as a subscriber.
If you subscribe during our subscription drive, there is all sorts of additional bonus swag that you get at the various subscription tiers. Minion, you get a bunch of digital content, access to all of the bonus digital content available for all of our various shows across the network. At Sidekick, you get additional discounts on nerd alerts, and you get a free piece of swag, either a pin or the keychain.
Right.
At the champion tier, you get all of the above, plus a awesome Nerdsmith mug with a special vinyl decal on it. That's and you get both the pin and the keychain.
Free nerd alert too.
Oh yeah, free nerd alert. So on shows such as this one, you can give us a message to read aloud and specify your favorite character. We know it's Merrick. To read a message aloud to a significant other or someone that you want us to target with that message, and we will read it aloud on the air. What?
Targeting them sounds so threatening.
I was just
Well, if it
thinking
is
that.
Merrick reading it,
Send
That's
a
true.
special message from the pad.
as long as it's not from the
You're
spiders.
gonna do me like that?
Are they allowed to pick NPCs?
They are allowed to pick NPCs.
Mhm.
Merrick's mom.
Has got it
Just have
going on.
Yeah, there you go. And the fundraising
That is
drive
going to be an
ends-
inspiration song at some point coming from Bonnie. Once I finish writing and all the lyrics, it will be Merrick's
I'm-
mom has got it going on.
And the fundraising drive ends on April 30th.
Yes.
So if you want to benefit from any of the cool stuff that we're telling you about right now, make sure you subscribe during our fundraising.
While I continue to do this, what is each of your favorite shows on the network? That's a good one to talk about. Besides this one.
I am very, very partial to Roll Like a Girl. I love the female-led actual play. They're hilarious, and Chester is probably one of the cutest NPC adorable pet friends ever.
I like Roll Like a Girl a lot too. It would be hard for me to pick between Roll Like a Girl and Chaotic Goodness, actually, though, because I love the female-led thing from Roll Like a Girl, but the crazy assness that happens on Chaotic Goodness between Rin and Flossie is just ridiculous. Some of the stuff they come up with is hilarious.
Such as?
Well, like there was one episode, it was a few episodes back. I don't want to give away too much, but Flossie, as their getaway vehicle, found a giant mechanical sandworm parade float.
Delightful.
I am a tremendously big fan of WAND radio or WAND radio. I'm tremendously impressed with anybody who can improv anything. So the fact that the three hosts are so incredibly funny is wonderful, and I really dig the write-in questions that they get from listeners. They're quite madcap and delightful.
Yeah, the fucking butter cloak.
Yes, the test items are amazing.
What about you, Mike? What's your favorite?
So far, I would also hop on the Roll Like a Girl cart, see what I did there, and also Wand Radio. Another one of my favorites.
Yeah, my favorite show on the network is Dear DM.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, I stole it from you. Okay, I'll change it.
That's all right.
Dungeon Maestro. Dungeon Maestro is great because of all the
That was my backup.
amazing music that Aiden brings to the network. He's phenomenally talented, and yeah, I'm looking forward to all those stuff that he brings forward. I imagine that a very close second, or he might be usurped. Sorry, Aiden, by Threads in the Veil, which is coming out soon. Because Aviposh.
I am very much looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, me too.
So you guys make your way back to the city. Where are you headed?
To see Robin.
Well, do we want to go to the inn first
Oh,
to
yeah, Merrick wants
look at the
to-
painting?
To check this out first. Yeah, let's go to Fog's Reach.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so you guys make your way into Fog's Reach. A familiar scent of stale ale and pork products kind of wafts through the air. And you guys are going to stay in the main area or head up to your room?
Adelaide also checks in, if she recognizes anybody from Robin's place or Robin. They're just making sure that she knows they're being watched at this point and doesn't know if someone got planted there.
Nobody you recognize. There are several people here, but nobody you recognize.
Then yeah, just head up.
Okay, so you guys head upstairs. Then what?
We were gonna look at the paintings.
So you go over to the table, you clear it off. Merrick breaks the wax seal on the tube, pops it open, slides out the 3 paintings, and then spreads them out.
And Bonnie will use the prestidigitation to clean the object so we can see the map underneath. And will, before she does it, get a good look at each of them to know how to resoil it beforehand. So it looks like the paintings once again. Would you like me to not do that?
Well,
We talked about it.
At a certain point, the first one I think we can get a pass on because we didn't know what it was. But if you want to resoil the other ones after we're done, that's fine.
Is anyone?
Might not be a bad idea.
We should maybe sketch the map out in its pieces so we have it before we turn these over, perhaps?
I had done that for my map, so I'll go ahead and do the same for these.
As you start to go through these maps, you start to see kind of you obviously see the pattern involved. You're missing the starting point, which must be the one the Birchfield has. But you do see the entire path through this sort of underground cavernous expanse.
This definitely looks like the Underdark.
The what?
The Underdark. The caverns and everything underground.
I haven't read stories about that. I'll have to look it up.
Have fun.
It's
It's
not
not.
supposed to be a pleasant place.
Well, I'm kind of starting to get the idea that most of the stories I read are fanciful reconstructions.
It's a nice way of saying bullshit.
I think
Sorry.
I'll keep fanciful reconstructions.
Fair enough.
Some might be true still, so, we'll just hold out hope for that.
The best lies have a kernel of truth.
Yes.
And I think I just found my quote from Eric.
Write it down.
Right, so we sketch out the maps, and Bonnie will, at the end, if the group wants it, will make them once again look like their correct paintings. Do you want to reseal these, Merrick?
Oh, sure. And just a little bit of candle wax. That's all it takes. Bloop, 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 bloop.
So as you cast prestidigitation to quote unquote soil them, it appears that there is some sort of mild magic on them that by using that spell to clean and to soil puts up and removes the illusion magic on it.
What?
So the cover, it's not actually painting. It's not painted. It's an illusion.
Interesting.
And so prestidigitation is the key to turn off and turn on that illusion.
Got it.
Well, that's a neat trick.
So you guys start heading to Robin.
Yes.
All right, so you guys head over to the Fresh Crate, I believe it was.
Yep.
And head back into one of the back rooms. Are you going to wait in a private room?
Yes.
Or are you going to go and directly to his office?
No, I propose we follow protocol, especially if this is an audition.
I think the private room is the best idea. Yeah, I agree.
Point of order, Logan. I do not have the conversation of deceit on me.
Okay.
It's at my house.
It's a very, 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 very fine house
In my secret hiding place.
with 2 cats in the yard.
You just want spoken word, perform the rest of it? That can be the rest of the episode if you want. Mhm.
It's in the
That's-
middle of the street.
That's what we need is you and Mike to do a William Shatner-esque recording for Nerdsmith.
Dibs on common people.
Dibs on Rocket Man.
I did have something for us in the room then, if while we were waiting, because Adelaide would have asked Merrick where the other painting was, like if he had it on him, because we were delivering them.
It's in a safe place.
Okay, so you're holding on to it.
He hasn't shown us the Birchfield Institute's copy.
No, fair enough. All right. Adelaide's feeling remarkably laid back about that idea.
It's a common saying, I'll show you yours if you show me mine. I think that's how it goes.
I
heard it said
you mean,
once.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
That's it. That's the one.
And it's usually said inside of a closet.
Closet.
Anyway,
I hadn't heard that bit.
I'm sure that'll go over really well with Rob and Merrick. Just be aware.
All right. So I should try it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
You're game for everything, Merrick. I am supremely curious what would happen if you said that to his face.
As you finish that line, the door opens and Robin pops in. And he's got a tube with him, a scroll case. And he comes and says, back already?
I'll show me mine if you show your me's. What? What was it?
Adelaide's eyes just go straight to the ceiling, like, oh my god.
It was a nice try, Merrick.
Yes, we're here, Robin, and we come bearing gifts.
I wasn't expecting you back for at least a day and a half.
We're very efficient.
So it would seem. All right, let's see the goods.
All right. No, how do you do? No alcohol first. Oh, that's fine.
I would at least expect dinner
And
first.
Merrick will pull the scroll case out of his bag and set it on the table. I had to fight a tiger.
You fought a tiger.
Yep.
It's a long story.
It ends abruptly.
With us opening the paintings. Let's do that now then.
Right. So Merrick will pop the wax seal off of the scroll case and gently remove the 3 paintings from the scroll case and lay them out on the table.
These look like paintings.
Is that not how you wanted them?
Well, the last one you showed me was a map. This is paintings. So how do you make them maps?
Watch and be amazed, Bunny.
Bonnie will cast Prestidigitation.
Ah, magic.
And he tilts his head and kind of looks at it. Huh. So simple. I guess it took simple minds to figure it out. And he slides the last painting out of his tube and lays it down. Would you mind, Bonnie?
What does the painting look like?
Yeah, he has revenge.
It's a picture of a dish, and it's cold.
Jeez.
It's being served up.
It shows 2 gentlemen dueling. And you can see underneath where they're walking, where their footprints have been. And then there's ghost footprints on the next 3 steps that they should take, except one of them's already turned around and is pointing the gun at the other one.
Oh, that one's actually a lot nicer than the first one we found.
The first one was hideous.
Bonnie will cast Prestidigitation again.
So as you use the magic to remove the ink from this, you finally see something on one of these maps that's familiar. It is very obviously a map of the Colmar Forest that's right outside of town. Basically, within a quarter mile, you can be in the depths of this forest outside of the city. There's a few of the major locations that are kind of pictogrammed out within this forest, but no other labels. The only words on this map say, "By the name shall I be revealed." And Robin kind of looks over it for a little bit, and he then looks up to you, and he kind of flips through the other maps. He says, "Where's the fifth one?"
Well, we came straight here. I didn't have the opportunity to go and pick it up on the way.
That's all right.
Oh, that was rather accommodating. I'm surprised.
Well, you're being useful to the Institute. You get a few perks. All right, Adelaide. Good job. I think it's time we make this official. And he reaches into the pocket and pulls out a small little box, kind of rattles, and he pops it open. And inside are about a dozen little bronze emblems, little brooches. They're about maybe 1 inch by 2 inch. They're really tiny. But they're the symbol of the proctor. Looks like a little eye with some stripes, and I know there's some symbology in it. And what is the symbology of that?
We had talked about it being symbolizing the different planes of existence as part of it. And then it also kind of looks like a DNA strand. There's sort of a science bent to it.
So it's kind of like half of a D&A strand with an eye kind of motif and then stripes for each one of the planes of existence. And he puts 5 of them down on the table there. He says, "Welcome to the Proctors. As probationary members, we'll see how this goes, but you will be paid."
I sure hope our probation isn't retroactive.
Adelaide sits up at the table, and it takes a second for her to reach out for one of the pins. She just sort of is like...
By the time you hesitate, he's already turning towards the door, and he looks back and says, "Just so we're clear, the elemental grimoire, you're bringing that back here. Yes, you understand? You're not turning and selling it to someone else. You're not stealing its secrets. You're bringing it here." He looks to Merrick.
Can we open it up and read it to verify that it's actually it?
As long as the information you're going to use is only used to benefit the institution, you're welcome to learn and educate yourself as much as you want. But any information you gain from, any knowledge you gain from any of these artifacts that you go out to find must stay within the institution.
I'm fine with that.
Deal?
Adelaide, I'm going to take his agreement, but with your security.
Adelaide's just staring down at the pin in her hand, and she just nods. She goes, "Understood. Yes."
I look forward to seeing you again. So you're left alone in the room. The 5 of you, the 4 pieces of the map, and a cryptic riddle.
He does understand that I have no intention of keeping it within the Institute, right?
Let's have that talk later, Marek. And she's just sort of staring at the pen in her hand.
Val's gonna grab the other pins off the desk. She's not being anywhere near as like ceremonious as Adelaide, and she just hands them to everybody. All right.
I put mine on.
Are you okay, Adelaide?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just a long time coming, and she'll put it on.
And she did just co-sign on some sort of thing with Merrick. That's dangerous.
I will need a background check, Marek.
Yeah. Well, you can go talk to me, Mom.
I'll go.
Credit check, first and last month rent.
I'm sorry, you have to go talk to me mum is probably the best, like, fuck off I have ever heard.
But no, she can vouch. She's been my boss for all of my life.
She's my only reference.
She's the only reference he can tell us about.
Yeah, there you go.
She's very sweet.
All right, so I guess we're going after the elemental grimoire. We're gonna have to figure out what the riddle means.
I look forward to that. Adelaide's sort of watching it or looking
Is
at
the riddle on the beginning map?
Yeah, all of the maps, several of the maps have writing, but none of them are anything like this. They're just locations and warnings and notes.
All right, so this is probably, we have to figure out the riddle, and it probably reveals Something's revealed at the starting point. Where we,
Yeah, I imagine the entrance.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
By my name, it's probably either the name of the grimoire itself that reveals it, or I mean, again, that's very simplistic, and life is not a storybook, and yada yada yada.
Were there any signatures on the paintings that we had?
There are some signatures, but you don't have any specific names, and each one seems to be different.
And Tessa, just because I heard you say it, is it by my name or by the name on the riddle?
by the name.
The name. Okay.
Shall I be revealed? There is a starting point to the map?
There is the first map that you have. The others all kind of interconnect. Then you have this one that you just got from the Institute that is the forest. Everything else shows some sort of underground cavern, and it does show you where you'll start, but no relation to where the entrance is in the world.
Does anybody know if there's like a sign that names the woods anywhere?
Oh, by the name? That's funny. Arthur, I like that.
Just an idea.
That's a good one.
I didn't grow up here, so I don't recognize any of these.
Fresh off the boat.
There's some mile markers and some marker stones, but nothing. There are several of those on every road near the forest. No one main, welcome to Colmar Forest.
Should we actually go and try and get a decent night's sleep before we attempt this?
I
think so.
suppose. I think it. I forgot to ask Robin, but I suppose the Institute itself is a thing we now have access to.
Yeah, you would know from your training before that you basically have a rudimentary access to their basic library, facilities such as a meeting room that you can rent out or use, not rent, but use. In addition, there are a couple of options of if you need certain equipment, specialty equipment or anything. Mundane stuff you have to take care of yourself, but there is a quartermaster that you can speak with that may have things that could help you out.
Is there lodging here?
There's no lodging for probationary members, but there are dorms for full members.
Okay.
Well, maybe we should go to the Institute and do some research about the woods. Maybe something will make sense to help us figure out the clue.
Tell you guys right now, as kind of a meta thing, you guys have all the information you need to fill out the clue already.
Okay.
I think I might have figured it out.
Ooh. Is Merrick going to tell anybody?
So you guys can head to the library and set up a little research area, grab a couple of books on the forest, and just kind of sit down and start chit-chatting and working. The library is not like a traditional you can't talk library. It's more of just a small, not too small, but a fairly good sized library of information, but it's all very basic generic information. You're not going to find information about the artifacts here because this one is easily accessible.
Yeah, Val's not intelligent enough, but I think I just had an idea too.
I would like to look up some things about the Underdark if possible.
I was going to say that Bonnie's first thing is a book on the Underdark since she has no idea.
All right, we can get that too.
Merrick is going to be looking up any local tall tales or fables or legends, perhaps folk stories pertaining to dragons in particular.
Okay. There's tons of those.
Specific to the forest outside of the city.
Arthur's going to go looking at lore that connected to archaeology, just something to do, anything surrounding the maps or the areas that we may be going to, or any legends of that such.
I can't decide if Val is intelligent enough with a 10 to figure this out or not.
I think I also just figured it out.
Roll for inspiration?
Yeah.
We're all
Okay,
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just assume it's a group effort. This is one of those
We've all talked
meta
about
versus in character. It's like sometimes even, if you can role play it, it doesn't matter what your stats are. You could have a charisma of -2, and if you role play it really well, you're going to get it. So.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure Kyle and Tessa both have it too, and I don't know about Mike and Angela.
That's fine. We don't all have to know. It's a group effort.
You
What
guys,
if
I'm
it
so
has-
excited. This is like the first actual time in my life I figured out a puzzle before anyone has given me clues. I'm so excited. I think.
All right, so we're
What
all
if
sitting at the
has-
table.
Yeah, you guys, what if it has something to do with the names of the paintings?
Ooh.
Yep, I was thinking about that. If you kind of rearrange the letters, it spells Drake.
It does. It spells
Oh.
Drake like a dragon.
Okay, it also spells Redankari.
Always good to have our options open, Arthur. That's great.
Just saying. I mean, it spells lots of things, but yeah,
It
okay.
does.
Yours is fine.
Adelaide, you missed your calling as a preschool teacher.
You mean that's not my job right now?
Hey,
She grins at him.
Ouch.
I only look like a child.
Oh man.
I'm pretty sure Merrick is older than I am.
So as you guys goof and do a little bit of research, you find out that there are 24 different landmarks that are all relating to dragons and drakes
Oof.
within the forest. So you may need a way to narrow it down more.
Ooh, any local duels that have occurred between maybe nobility or
Hundreds.
That's all they
fudge.
do.
Well, if you go back far enough.
Are there any old stories that involve betrayal, someone losing their memory, and someone becoming a king?
Ooh. Putting all the names together.
Yes.
Not really, not exactly, but that's good. I wish I had thought of that.
Hey, it's worth a shot, damn it.
DM rule number 3, should have kept my mouth shut. Be like, of course there is. But no.
What we're doing is we're looking for a dragon named Macbeth. Solved
We
it.
don't say that name.
You're
Not in
allowed
the theater.
to say it if you're not in the theater and not in the show.
We're in
Theater of the mind.
We're looking for a dragon named the Scottish play. Is that better?
Consensually screwed are mine, dear.
Excuse me, if anybody in this game ends up with a pseudo dragon at some point, that pet better fucking be called the Scottish play.
It is now.
We don't say that name. As a matter of fact, that's like our Hail Mary get out of jail free card like
We stick him
play.
on people.
Or it's like, yeah, no, it's like he like carries rings of soul storing. So it's like if we all die, the Scottish play, you guys, yeah, the Scottish play.
The Scottish play.
We all die, and it takes off.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Offhand, just as a, I guess, double check, is there anybody who would have been associated with elemental magic, any sort of famous historic figures that would have Drake somewhere in their name? Just to, hedge our bets.
No.
Okay.
Do you think conversations, it's repetitive over and over there, it could have something to do with the clue?
Maybe a meeting spot within the woods that people would hold meetings. Hence the meeting spot. I'm sorry.
5 is kind of an odd number. Maybe that has something to do with it?
It is an odd number.
It's actually an odd number.
It's a strange number of maps.
Oh.
High five, Arthur.
Is there anything in the woods called Drake that specifically, like, I don't know, by the name shall I be revealed, that's specifically called just the Drake, or like people say, I'll meet you at the Drake, and everyone knows what it means if you're going in the woods?
There are several of the landmarks that have the name Drake in them.
Anything like the Drake's mouth?
There's something called the Drake's Maw,
So it's like a cavernous thing.
correct?
Well,
One does speak with their maw or their gab.
Is there lore on that?
yeah, any stories, anything local that Adelaide might know about the Drake's Maw?
You can do a little research on it. It's an old cave structure. It's near the entrance. It's not very deep. It's been fairly well explored.
But if something's going to be revealed, one would think that it'd be hidden. So if it's been, if there's a particular name.
Well, we know that the prestidigitation revealed the maps underneath, so what if you cast prestidigitation when you're in the maw?
Ooh, I enjoy that.
That might work.
So the 6 locations that have the word Drake in them I have all the dragon ones if you want them, but you specifically said drake. Are the Drake's Maw, the Blue Drake Hollow, the Murky Drake Bog, the Drake Tears Waterfall, the Jade Drake Clearing, and the Dead Drake's Chambers.
What's that last one?
Dead Drake's Chambers is just another cave structure. It's actually more of kind of dirt, kind of hollow under the ground.
I mean, caves scream Underdark to me.
I agree.
I think we should also check out the waterfall, because if it's being revealed, what if it's behind the waterfall? Like, that's always in stories. Sorry,
Yeah.
I know,
Mhm.
stories, not real. I know.
It's all right. It's a knee-jerk reflex. We'll work on it.
Kernel of
Perhaps
truth,
we
like I said.
check the chambers first, and if it's not there, then we can go look at the waterfall. There are caves behind waterfalls sometimes.
Sure. I would, for one, like to perhaps talk to the quartermaster and see if maybe, I don't know, potion of healing might be useful to have. That sort of thing.
Or 5.
Or 5.
Especially if you're gonna leave behind your cleric again.
There
I'm
won't be a
sorry.
train in the cave, so
You don't know.
I promise not to use that spell when you're standing behind me.
I'll put a cave train in there just to piss you off.
not to piss me off, to delight me, Logan.
I was going to say, wait, isn't that like all of an entire half movie of Indiana Jones is a cave train?
First of all, Adelaide was making the assumption there wasn't going to be a train in the cave. Angela would be totally fine with that.
Right. So we have a plan. Should we, after we look for some potions, acquiring some, head back, rest up, and head out in the morning?
Sounds like a plan. An actual viable plan.
Occasionally, we create those.
Sometimes.
To the quartermaster.
All right, so you get into this little office. It's got kind of a window with kind of a caged top on it. Actually, it's a roll-up cage. He just pushes it up. There's this delightful little old man behind there. He's kind of walks up and he's his hands shake a little bit, and he looks up. What is this guy's name?
Hey, Adelaide, if he doesn't cooperate, we could go above him and talk to the half-master.
That was one of those where you got through like a little crack in Adelaide, and she just there was a smirk really fighting on her face for that one. She's in a remarkably good mood right now.
Can his name be Krat?
I like Kratmeyer.
Crapmeyer? Is it? Did you just name him Crapmeyer?
T with a T. With
K-R-A-T-T.
K-R-A-A-T-T-E-M-I-R-E.
Is his first name Aristo?
Aristocratmeyer?
Is he a particular race or anything? As I Google through fantasy name
No.
generation.
What race is he to?
Well, delightfully old man. I think I would love a delightful dwarf. Usually, they are kind of gruff in that default when I pick up a race. That's their mood.
His name be Ignatius.
Ignatius? What is it with you?
You know what, Logan? Why don't you name your NPCs?
Everyone calls
Just
him
a
Iggy.
weird idea.
No, Ignatius is fine.
That's a good
Okay.
dwarf name, actually.
All right. Ignatius, the gruff, old,
No,
lovable
he was delightful, I thought.
dwarf. I said lovable.
He lives under a bridge.
How can I help you?
Hello. We are looking to see what sort of things you have that proctor initiates could perhaps use for a mission.
So he kind of adjusts his glasses and leans in real close and kind of peers at your emblem on your chest. And bronze? Is that bronze?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Hold on. And he reaches under the counter and pulls out a box. It's like a cardboard box. It's all old and kind of ratty. Handwritten on the side says "Lost and Found." And he says, "Oh, here you go."
Oh,
He just slides it over.
I believe there might be some mistake. I said proctor equipment.
Yeah, no, this is it. Bronze badge, lost and found. Here you go. So you guys start to look through the box. I need everyone to roll me a percentile. One at a time.
63.
63. So you reach into the box and you pull out a small potion. Inside, it's got 3 different layers of this potion, kind of a brown, then a silver, and a gray layer. Kind of looks like layers of stone. And they stay separate. Even if you shake it up, they just instantly separate again.
Does anyone know what this is?
I'm sure we could ask him. And she points at Ignatius. Actually, we don't know his name yet, do we? We didn't talk to him.
He's got a name badge on.
Oh, okay, sure.
Val leans in and looks at his
name.
Ig.
Ignatius.
Sir, can you tell me what this does?
Oh, probably not. Let me see. Nope, label's falling right off. Sorry.
I can identify it.
What else you got? Because digging through it.
Logan, I got a 98.
So you reach in and you pull out a red glimmering liquid. Kind of like it's got liquid sparkles inside of it.
Is the label off this one too?
Yep. Yeah, no, there's no labels on any of the lost and found stuff.
There's just adhesive. There's just sticky adhesive residue.
Yep, a little adhesive residue on there that will never come off no matter what.
A little bit of paper because it's one of those shitty labels that isn't actually designed to come off. Yeah.
Ruining the bottle completely. Yeah.
I rolled a 6.
This one here is a similar red, but it's very light, it's kind of almost pink.
I'll put it in my backpack.
I'll cast Identify as a ritual later, and we'll get all of the... I didn't want to do it in front, because that seems rude.
You have your percentile?
11.
You pull out another potion very similar to the one that Arthur just got.
I got a 22, and then I was also wondering if I could roll sleight of hand to see if I could pilfer something else from the box.
There's nothing else left. There's just 5 items in there. You could pilfer the box, maybe.
Nah.
So you pull out a roll of parchment. It is a scroll. And later, when you finish up and get them identified, you'll find out that it's a scroll of chill touch.
Neat.
Oh, well, there you go. And he grabs it and puts it back under the counter. Check back later. I might have more.
Thank you kindly.
You're very welcome. What's your name?
Adelaide Chaucer.
All right, I'm Adelaide Chaucer. It's very nice to meet you. I'm Ig.
Hello, Ig.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for the boons.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Ig.
Yeah, you can keep the box.
He already took it.
Hello, friends! Welcome to the Birchfield Institute Archives. Sit with me among these ancient tomes as we explore, like sands through the hourglass, the days of
Faustus, what are you doing back?
Aw, hey, Ren.
Oh my gods, what is all this smoke?
It's just incense for the ritual. How else am I gonna reach through the plains to tell these fine folk about all the cool adventures that our friends have...
You cannot hotbox in the special collections wing. You will ruin the books.
I can fix anything that gets broken down.
That is not
I
the
don't
point.
understand why this is such a big
Threads
deal.
in the Veil, an audio drama series coming soon to nerdsmith.org.
Okay,
You
this
ever
is
tried
not
yoga?
okay.